What now?
Speak. Chook, you believe you can survive without me? As you say, do not keep me waiting.
Fate spins a...
Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a Very well. Choose.
Fate.
Dost thou require a new
Moving in.
Something the matter? All right.
I have something to ask.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. Talented, of course, though sometimes too eager to listen to the devils on their shoulders. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
So, we're traveling with the famed Blade of Frontiers. I feel safer already.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling. Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it. And she was planning to return. One of the archdevil Zariel's own, Chaos Incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing. A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy. I'm sworn to say no more. All right. Anything more we should discuss? My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse blared into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after. Proud. No. Angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade. And so I heeded. Baldur's Gate, born and raised. The only son of a single father. He wanted one life for me. I chose another. We haven't spoken since I left the city. A classic drama. A staunch father and his rebellious son. Better heard from the bard's lips than mine. A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days. By all means. Anything more we should discuss? I've come to know a fair few village clerics, but none with the skill to pull these worms from our heads. From what I understand, there's a healer called Nettie in the Grove. Perhaps she's got the talent. We should pay her a visit.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be here in the meantime.
Well met. That's the
pride of the gate.
These things have stayed interesting.
Well met. Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready, and just...
Time to press ahead.
How can I help? With pleasure. Be with you in a moment. Indulging in a spot of vanity. Handsome devil, aren't I? Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of? Ah, yes. The good old days. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on? Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture? Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mind flayer is born. This is the annotated version, of course. Exactly. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal. That, alas, is where my knowledge fails me. A rogue might call it luck, a priest might call it fate. As for myself, I'm a pragmatic. I see the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I need a quick word.
Question for you. Have you ever heard a banshee's scream? For the best that you haven't. An agonizing wail. Loud enough to wake the dead and shrill enough to shatter a golden goblet. I thought it the most terrible noise in all 16 planes. But there's one even more fearsome than that. The doubt in our minds crying out for attention. It's hopeless, it says. Stop resisting. Give up and give in. Doubt is the greatest villain we face. Greater than all the hell's devils. Greater than a murderous god. Most people don't find it so easy to conquer. It's a good thing for us that we aren't most people. Slay your doubt and nothing can stop you. Not a demon, not a dragon, and certainly not an illithid worm. I'm glad to see you're not one to give up. Well met.
I saw you getting a lecture from our magical friend. I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no. Not a tentacle to be seen. Indeed you could. We're all doing surprisingly well, given the circumstances. I'm not taking anything for granted, of course. First sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Well, now you're just being close-minded. There are some lovely ways to go. I've watched urchins freeze to death in the street. It looks peaceful, just like falling asleep. Oh, I see how it is. Fine, but if they botch it, don't come bleeding to me. Need something?
Fate spins along as it should.
Dost thou require a new ally?
I couldn't help but overhear. Well, alright, I could have helped, but didn't. Anyway, I feel the same. Other than the occasional mental exchange, it's almost as if we're not infected. The voice on the ship told me I'd become a beautiful weapon. What do you think it meant? Whatever they were, those plans were interrupted by the dragons. Either way, we can't take the lack of symptoms for granted. We have to find a healer. Well, I've said my piece. Get some rest.
Breathe deep and move.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling. I can't bear to imagine a powerful friend with a keen... Anything more we should discuss? The Frontiers demanded a blade. A classic drama. A staunch... But that... Anything more we should discuss? We should pay her a visit. That...
The pride of the gate. Get going. Another step forward.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. I question the wisdom of that decision, but I'll be here.
Very well.
The gift. It is.
Let's move.
Speak. Chuk. As you...
Something the matter? All right. Some company wouldn't hurt on the... Something the matter? Fine. What's on your mind? I must have... Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid.
On my way.
So, we're traveling with the famed Blade of Frontiers.
Ceramorphosis. What does it make you they need to go on. I take it you get the picture? This is the annotated version, of course. Any expert will agree this is...
Question for you. Have you ever heard a banshee's scream? I thought it the most terrible noise in all the... I'm... Well met.
I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no. Not a I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison? Well, now you're I've watched urchins freeze to death in the street. It looks peaceful, just like falling asleep. A fine choice. I can think of some nightshades that are deliciously fatal. If they're mixed well, you'll just close your eyes and drift away. And if they're not, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all a worst-case scenario, obviously. Oh, my boy. I'd like to see you try. Now, let's get some rest. The sooner we start tomorrow, the better our chances of keeping this hypothetical. Yes?
Fate, dost thou require a new...
I couldn't help but overhear... Well, all right. Anyway, I feel the same. Other than the voice on the ship told me I'd become a beautiful weapon. What do you think it meant? Ha! Adorable. But your timing is awful. Whatever the Mind Flayer's plans were, those dragons spoiled them. That doesn't make our situation less dangerous. Either way, we can't take the lack of symptoms for granted. We have to find a healer. Well, I've said my piece. Get some rest.
Abominations grow inside us. Our bones should ache. Our mouths should bleed. Yet we thrive. It is madness. Keep your rest short. Time is not our ally. Speak.
Yes?
I'm ready.
Take your...
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here. It's my fault. I thought I'd given them the slip, but they followed me through the tunnel back there. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
No one back home will ever believe this. Time to press ahead.